Okay, Brian. All right. This thing is definitely starting to develop a feel. And that's awesome because that's exactly what we're shooting for. I love the color. I think this is phenomenal. I really do. It's a gorgeous mark, and it's got the flavor of Alaska just captured beautifully. I have a couple of questions. Well, actually, a couple of comments, and just want to bring some things to your attention. Okay, so the TV ad, as we're opening with the TV ad, we haven't gotten a good, what we need to see is the logo. We got to get a good, solid look at your final logo. One would think this is it, but when we turn the page, we see that that is probably it. So we need to open up any kind of presentation with, this is the logo, okay? I think that this being your logo right here, I think it's a good logo. I do. I think right now the way that this is composed, and it might be just a rendering based on the perspective that you have applied to these hockey boards, but I think the mark is a little too big for the type and the rings and the year. I would revisit that. Try to work with that a little bit. I'm thinking of something, just a little bit smaller, just so that the logo is just not really overpowering the anchorage and the year like it is right now, as we can see right here. Okay, so I think that bringing the size down on that a little bit would definitely help. Now, the next thing I'm noticing is that I can see that you've got some cutout areas in the logo here, and I think boy, that is compromising your branding. Let me explain why. Right here, you're showing these backgrounds and these cutouts in elements of the logo showing through to whatever the background is. The problem is that every time you place your logo on a different background, the branding changes. Okay? This clearly looks different than this because of the white background. I think you need to settle in on a color I think it's a mistake to punch those holes in a logo. I really do. Because now you're saying that every time you place your logo over a color or something, that something, pattern, whatever, is going to show through. So I'm saying select your colors, stick with them, so that your logo doesn't change no matter what you put it on. Okay? Let's talk about the typeface for the logo next. I think that this typeface would be fine if used in a situation where resizing isn't a possibility. In a logo, it's all about resizing and the versatility of using the logo at different sizes. The reason I suggest not using this logo this typeface is because it's got that little line in the middle of all the letters, and as you close down on that, in other words, we can see it sometimes. It's really, really visible here when you do this. And as we can definitely start seeing, well, this same phenomenon holds true in print. So the smaller this is going to be printed, the more damaged those little tiny minuscules are going to be, those minuscule lines inside that typeface you have chosen. For that reason, I recommend a different typeface. And the main and first and foremost is you got to get your logo down, get it down. Then we can start working with it. So until this is really, really solidified. And again, I just think it's a matter of the typeface and the size relationships. The other thing I think is another thing that you're kind of misbranding here is you take a look at this, how you've got this presented on the hockey rink, and you can see that on this side, if you're sitting over here, it looks good. It's fine. Logo looks great. If you're sitting on this side of the rink looking at it, the logo is backwards. And again, that is compromising your branding strategy. The solidity of your branding is being compromised by that presentation right there. I also think, finally, I think you're using the rings too much. These little Olympic rings right here, they're all over the place. I think you're using them entirely too much. Here they are again, up here on top of the banner. All these rings. I suggest not using those. Other than that, I think you're really, really looking great. I think the progress this week is remarkable. I think this is your breakthrough week. I would say definitely where you're really starting to get some wheels, so to speak. All right. Awesome job. Thanks.